Everyone is worthy of respect. Everyone is worthy to be dignified. But what does dignified actually mean? You're going to be listening to many speakers, and you're going to be hearing the word dignified a whole lot. But I wanted to grace you by explaining to you what dignified actually means. Dignified is simply being worthy of respect. So everyone that is worthy of respect is dignified. Being dignified is also someone or something that has a mannerism to them that pushes people or the environment to actually treat them with respect. So, what are we here for? In every kingdom, there's always someone that differentiates themselves from the others. In the jungle, the lion is the king of the jungle. Why is the lion the king of the jungle? It's because he has a particularity to him. It is because we are particular, and it's because we are unique, that we are worthy of respect. So I would like you to help me tell your neighbor, you are worthy of respect. Can you say that a little louder? Can you be a little free and tell your neighbor, you are worthy of respect? And say that with all your strength. I want you to hear, say it louder and with assurance, you are worthy of respect. You are worthy of respect. So, everyone here, everyone in the world is potentially worthy of respect. But the other side of the coin is that you can only be respected, as I said, because you're particular. You cannot be respected if you're not unique or you're not particular. It is because I said the lion is the king of the jungle that he is respected. Now I know, in this jungle that we call world, we're not all lions, but each and every animal in the kingdom is respected in their own different manner. That means that you can be respected in your own different manner. You don't have to be a lion to be respected. You can be an ant and be respected in your kingdom. So, I'm very young, you can tell. But I've been through a lot in my life, and I've learned something very particular about dignity. I learned that dignity can only be dared, and that's my subject for today. Dare dignified. What do I mean by dare dignified? Dare dignified simply means daring to try the beauty of dignity. Daring to try being worthy of respect. Like I said, dignity is available to all of us, but only those who dare dignity can be dignified. So I'm going to be introducing to you 4 things that I like to call the 4 dares to dare dignified. Can you just say with me, 4 dares to dare dignified? Okay, so I just want to make sure that my slide is working. Awesome. So the 4 dares to dare dignified. The first dare you need to know is to dare to know. So, I was born in a family, the eldest of 4 girls, and I was a very, very talkative little girl. At the age of 3, I went to a foreign country where people were speaking in English. So very rapidly, I went in my shell because I did not understand the language, I did not understand the culture, and then I was given the title of timide. So I went on, 3 years old, 4, 5, 6, 7, till my teenage years, thinking that I was timid. I let my environment and the people around me define who I was. But very luckily, I was born in a family where I have a queen as a mother. And she did every single thing to make me understand that who I was wasn't my environment, but it was found inside of me. So, as I was saying, I was very talkative, I became very timid, and very quickly, I started going back into my shell. I didn't like people, I didn't like talking, and all that went with that. But then, I understood that I was not timid as people thought I was, or people had made me to believe I was. So my mom started pushing me. She would let me sing, make us sing with my sisters in the living rooms. Then I started singing at church. Then I went to do speeches. Then I started singing at weddings, at events, writing poetry. I started doing speeches at university. So I went from being the timid girl to the girl that can stand up in front of you today and actually make a speech. Why? Because there was someone that taught me that I had to dare to know myself. I want you to dare to know yourself this morning. It is very important. Peers are the first people that make us understand who we are, but they don't define who we are. The real answers to the questions of our identity are only found on the inside of us. People can try to tell us who we are, but we are the only ones to know who we really are. So, my second dare would be, that's me, so the little timid girl. So, my second dare is to dare to stand in your doubt. So, I know you hear the word doubt and you're all going around like, but doubt is such a negative thing. Well. I want to change your perspective on doubt. Doubt is not only a negative thing. Doubt can also be seen positively. We have been taught that the doubt is negative and we should see it like in a very bad way. But I want to change your perspective on doubt and to actually maybe a little bit make you see the word doubt as an opportunity to learn who you are. It is when you doubt about something that you actually get to ask yourself the real questions about that thing. It is when you doubt about something that you actually get to the real light of what that thing is. So doubt is not a negative thing in itself. Doubt is what you make it to be. I like to say that doubt is not a void. It's not an emptiness. We usually think that when we are doubting, that we're going to throw ourselves into the empty air. But doubt is actually a soil that we could use to fertile who we really are. The other thing doubt is not an opportunity for us to fail, but doubt is actually a door for us to find the answers of the real questions we're asking ourselves. So I want you to take doubt as an opportunity for you to discover who you really are. And I'm saying this again. Do not turn around doubt, but stand in your doubt. Because it's only when you stand in your doubt that you actually get to have the answers to the real questions that you're asking yourself. So, point 1, dare to know. Point 2, dare to stand in your doubt. What is point 3? The third dare that I would like to introduce to you, can you guess what it is? Can anyone take a guess? Maybe. After daring to know yourself, and after daring to stand in your doubt, what do you think the next step is? I'll take it from there. So, after daring to doubt, and after daring to discover yourself, I would dare you to stand out, but be in. So, what do I mean by daring to stand out, but being in? It is a very simple concept. We are usually taught that when you're surrounded by people, it is not a very good opportunity for you to shine. So we have kind of like developed a certain mentality of being alone is the best way to succeed. This morning, I just want to kill that mentality for you. I want us to know that standing alone doesn't make us different. It's actually standing in something that makes us different. It is only when you're part of a group that you can stand out. How do you stand out of nothing? How do you stand out of nothing? It is because you're part of a family that you can stand out of the family. It is because you're part of a culture that you can stand out of the culture. It is because you're part of a country that you can stand out of a country. Remove the country, remove the culture, remove the family, you're not standing out of anything, you're just standing. So, you have to be in to stand out. So I'm going to tell you a little story. My first year of university, I was in a college, in a university where it was 99% of white people, and I was part of the 1%. So the little African that I am in this new world, discovering, obviously I already stand out my skin. But I stood out with my skin, but my mind was still not standing out, even though I knew who I was, and I also knew what my doubts were, and I stood in my doubt to actually get the answers of the questions that I was really asking myself. I remember one of my first projects, because I'm an interior design major, so we usually had presentations like every single week. We displayed all our projects, and my professor told me, Eunice, where's your project in all of this? And I'm like, it's somewhere there. And she's like, I don't see it. And I'm like, how do you want to see it? It's part of the group. And she's like, I am supposed to pinpoint your project from afar because of your uniqueness and because of your particularity. You already have an advantage from the others because you come from a different culture. Why not use that in your advantage? Why are you trying to blend in? I was like, girl, thank you. Thank you. Because I thought that, well, of course, I know myself, I'm this, I'm that, and no. But then how do I put this, into perspective here? Knowing yourself is not enough. Standing in your doubt is not enough. You also need to pinpoint your particularity and your uniqueness to be different. Because a lot of us know ourselves, and we also know who we are and who we aren't. But then the thing is, do we use what we know efficiently? Do we use what we know about ourselves efficiently? Why would you know who you are? Why would you stand in your doubt? Why would you want to stand out? And then just stand there. Take your particularity, take your uniqueness, and move forward with it. But then comes my fourth dare. Daring to be the better version of yourself. So I know we've heard this 10 million times. Be the better you, be the better you, be the better you. Okay, so that's a song we hear a lot. What then? Being the better you isn't really the song we hear every time. It isn't about changing who you are. Being the better you is getting the you are now to actually reach the real you that's inside of you. So basically, it's a little bit like this. This is the core you, and this mess around. You're not trying to change the inside. You're trying to arrange the outside so that the inside can shine out. That is being the better you. So, the better you actually equals to standing in your yesterday and looking at who you're supposed to be tomorrow and building the bridge, closing the gap of who you're supposed to be. It's creating friction between who you were yesterday and what tomorrow knows you're supposed to be. That is being the better you. Being the better you is deciding each and every day not to let die what is in the core of you, but to let it shine out. Being the better you is not changing who you really are. It's becoming who you really are. So, I'm going to finish my speech by saying 3 things. The first thing is that I dare you to be the dignified you. The second thing is I dare you, please be worthy of respect. The third thing is I dare you to be the better version of you, to honor the person that you really are and the person that you are really meant to be. Thank you.